Hi, I'm Rhiannon. I'm Those Pesky Dames guest vlogger for this week, talking about the representation of women in film. I'm going to be introducing early feminist ideas and talk about Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo, which was made in 1958. Okay, the first film theorist that I'll talk about is Laura Mulvey. She wrote Visual Pleasure and Narrative Cinema in 1975. She came up with the idea of the male gaze, the idea that the woman is passive and the male is active. So the woman is the image and the man is the bearer of the look, which very much indicates that the man is therefore, the man has the power over the woman through that. In Vertigo, this is evident within the first scene, the Ernie's restaurant, when Scotty goes to meet Madeline for the first time. Well, they don't actually meet, they don't even make eye contact, but it's very much active male and passive female. Madeline is there to be looked at. The soft focus, the romantic music, the green dress contrasting with the red interior of the restaurant. The mise-en-scene in the film is crying out for Madeline to be an object of desire. In Hitchcock's films, the women often have a strong visual and erotic impact. It could be the nature of the film, that's a whole different story, but Mulvey talks about the women, and also Madeline in Vertigo. They have a to be looked at-ness. They are there to be looked at, basically. Mulvey also talks about the idea of scopophilia, which is looking as a source of pleasure. It's a Freudian term that he came up with. It basically talks about the pleasure gained from looking at desirable objects, the objects being women, and it kind of takes on the whole kind of boundary between male-female desire kind of sort of thing going on there. In terms of Freudian psychology and Mulvey, they're also interested in the idea of fetishization of women. In Vertigo, in the opening scenes, we experience this. Madeline, or Judy, kind of is reduced to her lips and her eyes. They're very much objects of desire, things that men look for in a woman, say. She's basically dismembered. She's nothing else but her sexual attributes. Later on in the film, just a bit of a spoiler alert, I don't want anyone to have the film ruined by me. I might ruin it for you in this next bit. Later on in the film, when Scotty is trying to recreate Madeline through Judy, Scotty is very much constructing the female ideal, which he thinks is Madeline. Mulvey said, "Males project their fantasy onto the female figure, which is styled accordingly," which is basically what Scotty does with Judy, much to devastation in the end of the film. Yeah, because it is unattainable. The fantasy that Scotty wants from a woman is unattainable. The other film theorist that I'll introduce is Tanya Modzelewski. I'll put links in the sidebar. She wrote The Woman Who Knew Too Much in 1988, and she kind of carried on this whole idea of male active, female passive kind of thing, but challenged Mulvey's viewpoint in the sense that she said that it was constructed from a patriarchal viewpoint. It's very much black and white in male as active, female as passive, whereas Modzelewski said that it's a lot more complex than that. It doesn't allow for a complex representation of women. When you think of Vertigo, the second time that you watch it, with the Ernie's restaurant scene at the beginning, you think, well, Madeline actually knows that she is being watched by Scotty. So it questions who's in control of the gaze when they know that they're being looked at. Obviously Madeline's acting in a certain way, however Elster told her how to dress. she's kind of she has that very kind of ghostly presence, but she knows that she's doing that. So I mean, it just kind of complicates things, which is what Hitchcock films are all about. They have many layers of kind of representations and themes, and Mulvey and Modleski are just really interesting kind of theoretical feminist viewpoints that you can kind of take within films, and of course you can apply them to different films as well. But yeah, I mean, it's very much interesting in the kind of thing. Hitchcock, absolute genius. A lot of people called him a misogynist, but Modleski said that he was neither sympathetic or misogynistic in Vertigo. Rather, he kind of took an ambivalence to the theme and kind of balance between males and females.